So this is coming out the day that the season ended, but there are other stuff I have to review. I just thought that since I was probably not going to talk about this season as much, just get out of the way first. My Adventures with Superman Season 3 just came to a close, and I'm just going to give my quick thoughts on the whole season. I don't have that much to say, and I want to try and get a couple more videos done today because it was a long day. I was on vacation for the last week, so I wasn't able to get like X-Men 97. There was like 3 or 4 movies. And then obviously Marvel had D23. I want to make a video on that. There's this, and then tonight Lanterns is starting, and I'm gonna want to do a review on each episode for that. But unlike Daredevil Born Again, where I broke down the whole episode, the episode reviews for Lanterns will probably just be like 10-15 minutes on each episode, giving my quick thoughts, and then I'll have one for the whole season. But that's kind of what's coming. And so I'm going to try and get them out as quickly as possible, but not like rush them out where I'm not thinking. But I probably won't have much to say about this season because My Adventures with Superman is a show that I watched the first 2 seasons earlier in the year, getting prepared for season 3, which was obviously releasing in like June, and then it's been going week to week for 10 weeks. It just finished up, and it's a version of Superman where I like the version of Superman, and it's not a horrible show, but it isn't my favorite version of the character or characters. There's a lot of stuff in it that isn't my favorite, and season 2 episode 7, I believe, which is the only episode of the show without Clark in it, I think it's called Olsen's 11. It's focused on Jimmy Olsen. Is one of the worst episodes of TV I've ever seen. But I think that the first 2 seasons were actually pretty good besides that one episode. Obviously, they had their ups and their downs, but besides that episode, I wouldn't say that I hated any of them. So coming into season 3, I was like, okay, I just want it to be on par with the other seasons. I just want it to be good. And you get the first episode, and I thought it was pretty good. It wasn't one of the best of the show, but it was a good reintroduction to these versions of the characters: Superman, Supergirl, Lois. I really hate this version of Jimmy, so it wasn't good seeing him back. But episode 1 was kind of cool and introduces you to this version of like Bizarro. Episode 2 was about on the same level, where you go to this convention and you get Toyman and the introduction of Robot Superman, who I thought was pretty cool for the first half of the season that he's in. But again, episode 2 was just fine. Episode 3, I didn't really like at all, where Jimmy takes a little bit more of a focus and he goes on this date and everything. Like, everything surrounding that, I hated. And there's a scene where Lois and Kara have a singing, like they sing. It just fell out of nowhere and it was kind of dumb in this episode. And episode 3 wasn't my favorite. Then you get episode 4, which introduces you to John Kent. And I thought it was a pretty good episode. And like, it was a little bit of a rehash of episode 3, but just better. But I liked it, and I liked John and everything. And then episode 5 was just amazing, where you get the death of Superman, but instead of Superman like actually dying, he just loses his powers. So Superman dies. And the whole fight between him and Robot Superman I thought was awesome. And like, episode 5 is probably my favorite episode of the show. Then you get episode 6, which I thought was a downgrade, like a huge downgrade. It's one of the worser episodes in the show, where they're at this gala and Clark is basically just dealing with that he has no powers and he's kind of useless and blah blah blah. I didn't really like that one. And then you get episode 7, which brings back Mr. Mxyzptlk. And besides them for some reason being in like swimwear for the whole episode, which was kind of odd, I actually liked the episode quite a bit. And I do like how in the back half of this season, Clark doesn't have his powers. I just think that the way they use that at points isn't my favorite. And then you get episode 8, which brings you into the last little bit. You get introduced to the Eradicator, which is like the final boss of the season. And then you get future John, and then the new character, Clark's new daughter, who I don't think is a comic book character that exists. But you get them coming, and John's different, which means the future's different and everything, and I like that. And I liked episode 8, and then you get episode 9, which Clark goes to the Fortress of Solitude to try and get his powers back, and then everyone is getting ready to defeat the Eradicator when he shows up at the finale. And then you get the finale, which released as of right now, earlier today. This might release on Monday, but I'm going to try and do it Sunday. But you get the finale, which I watched this morning. And I thought the finale was pretty good. I think it's either on. It's probably a little bit better than season one's finale. I like season 2 finales more, and I think as a whole, I probably like season 2 more. But seeing Clark get his powers back and all these Kryptonians teaming up, and just like all of it, I thought was really cool and fun to watch. And the way they ended it with Clark and Lois getting engaged, and just the way they wrap it up, it feels like this could be a series finale. Like, they haven't been renewed for season 4. I don't know if there's going to be a season 4, but it felt like a series finale. Where, if it is a series finale, I think it's a good one, like good enough. Like, it wasn't my favorite type of show. Like, it's not like Superman has a bunch of shows, but like, and I don't know if I've seen all of them, but I've seen the Superman, the animated series, like right now. Like, I just finished it up last week while on vacation. That series is a heck of a lot better. And then Superman and Lois, the live action one, is also a heck of a lot better. But this one isn't horrible. Like, I enjoy watching it, and I like the version of Superman. But it's like, if we don't get another season, I'm not going to be heartbroken. If we do get another season, I'll watch, because so far it's fun. And if there's anything in it that, like, I just really don't like, I just won't watch. But, like, if it gets another season, that would be nice, and I would watch it. And the My Adventures with Green Lantern is going to be releasing, so I don't think they're going to end it here. Just because it's like, if that's going to keep continuing, then I feel like we'll see this version of Superman again, even if we don't get another season of this. But I have a feeling like we might. But I don't know. As a whole, like, as I said, season 2 is better, except for the one episode. But I just pretend like that episode doesn't even happen. But I think season 2 is better. And then I think that this is probably just a bit better than season 1 for me. But, like, it's not a show or anything that I could talk about a lot. Like, I could probably talk about any season of Superman and Lois for a while. Any season of Superman the Animated Series. Not for long, but, like, a little bit longer. Whereas this show, like, the whole show, not even just the season, each season, I don't think I could really, like, talk about it as much, because it doesn't interest me as much as other Superman projects. And as I said, I like this version of Superman a lot. This version of Lois is fine. I hate this version of Jimmy. I do like this version of Supergirl, but I feel like she's a little bit too non-human. And obviously, like, Kara isn't going to be as human or, like, hopeful and everything as Clark. But this version of Kara just seems like really no human at all. And, like, if they get more seasons, there is a possibility that they could, like, develop her. But as of, like, right now, like, she didn't really develop at all. She just became a good guy. And it's like, I like that. I like this version of Supergirl, but it's not my favorite. I thought Robot Superman in this season was really good. I thought that John Kent coming in was really good, and seeing, like, 2 different versions of him. I like the daughter, even though she didn't really do much. The Eradicator was a fine villain. Like, he wasn't a big part of it. He was in the last 3 episodes, but, like, he wasn't bad at all. And, like, all in all, Like Lex Luthor in this, I thought was good. Waller isn't my favorite, but it's kind of cool having like a DC connection. Deathstroke, is it? I think it's Deathstroke. Slade Wilson. I'm forgetting the name. But I don't know if it is Deathstroke. I don't know. Anyway, it's cool seeing him, even though his design in this is a bit weird. But like all in all, like it's a good season of television, but it's nowhere near being perfect for me. It's nowhere near being like a great season of television. Like it's good. It's got some standout episodes for sure, but as a whole, like it's not my favorite. But I like it, and if it ends here, it's a good ending. If it doesn't end here, then I'll watch the next season. But yeah, that's my review on My Adventures with Superman Season 3. I just don't have a bunch to talk about with this show. But next, I will see you for a dinosaur movie. So I'll see you for the end of Oak Street.